Hello, Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to reflect on a chapter from The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. The chapter that I wanted to talk about was giving. And the specific line I kind of wanted to pull from was where Al-Mustafa said, "There are those who give little of the much which they have, and they give it for recognition, and their hidden desire makes their gifts unwholesome." And really, the theme I want to reflect on is the difference between sacrificing and giving. Sacrificing has this connotation of compromise and kind of giving up things, where we lose something of personal benefit for some kind of return or profit. Sometimes we sacrifice the ability to play our video games so that our younger sibling gets the chance. But we only do it because if I didn't give him the chance, he'd go tell mom, and God forbid mom gets involved with video games because then we'd have nothing to play at all. But giving is a completely different experience from sacrificing. It's a lot more wholesome, and it's much more human. There's a lot more of a human touch behind it. It comes from the heart, and it's not some kind of rationalization through cost-benefit analysis where I give up X, Y, Z in order to get A, B, C at a later time. Giving is where we really take from our own pockets, from our own hearts, look inside of ourselves without looking how deep our pockets are, what we really can give, and kind of tallying everything before we give. It's just where we pull things out and give whatever we can. This kind of ties in with an experience that many of us go through, sometimes on a day-to-day basis, being confronted by a homeless person in a city street. A lot of times we look away and keep walking past them, and the sense of shame we often feel is very human, because a lot of times we know that they could use the dollar a lot more than I need a cup of Starbucks, or the donut that I want to buy, or whatever it is. But many times even I look away because the dollar is mine, so I can choose what I want to do with it because I earned it. But nothing is really ours. Something else that Gibran brings up in the line where he says, "For what are your possessions but things you keep, and guard for fear you may need them tomorrow." So this dollar that I don't give, my house, the car, the food in my refrigerator, they're just all kind of the security that I look for, and the things that I want so that in case tomorrow is a bad day, I have something to kind of fall back on. We truly don't own anything of any materialistic value. We don't even own our own lives enough to foresee death or upcoming hardships. Those kinds of things can come out of nowhere, and we had no idea. So this kind of really serves as a reminder to myself that even if we think we can't give, that just means we aren't willing to put our hands in our pockets and pull out whatever we can. And not doing it because we're at a fundraiser or some kind of social event and everyone knows that you make six figures and you're socially deemed to be charitable. No, not to do it for that reason, but to really do it because we're all human and we should always be looking out for one another. And it's really important that we always try to give as much as we can without any reservation, because once we start having reservations, we start rationalizing it, and we move away from the human concept of giving that Gibran brings up, and it turns more into sacrificing, where I have to lose something in order for someone else to gain something. So with that, that's my reflection that I have for this chapter, and I look forward to doing many more. Assalamu alaikum.